Good day. I've lived in the Philippines from birth until now. Yeah, I've showed, I have seen what those people's attitudes are. I've seen various of them. So what does that have to do with today's statement? Well, today I'm gonna tell you about the Filipinos' approach to COVID, the COVID itself, and the Filipinos with the Philippine government against COVID. Okay, firstly, COVID. We all know that this pandemic already had been a wake-up call for all the people in the world. It costed many lives, trauma, distraction, pressure, and somehow led some of us to what we call the new normal. The pandemic affected many people, including students like me, teachers, job holders, business management, and more. It also affected my hair, as you can see. Secondly, how do Filipinos approach COVID? We can all agree that this pandemic became so annoying because we are stuck at home. We can't cope up with new things happening around us. Some of the Filipinos strictly followed all the rules, but some showed disobedience, which sped up the spread of the plague. Therefore, it was because of them that we are all struggling right now. Not just here in the Philippines, but all around the world. Some of the Filipinos also followed the protocol strictly, but they were not blessed. They were not that blessed with money, so they endured everything just to get their basic needs. But luckily, some of those blessed people helped them to get their basic needs, but also some of those blessed people just showed ignorance because they could just live at home safely. They could feel free to be stuck at home just because they wanted. Let's talk about the government's approach to COVID. Most you probably hate politics, so to make things short, the government somehow gave everyone help in the middle of the pandemic, but it didn't suffice for all of us. That showed ignorance. Just also like how they started Manila Bay in the middle of the pandemic. They showed that they prioritized that project instead of the important things, like how to solve the pandemic right now. Also, they could just give that money that they spent from that project to the health department, which could really benefit us all, but they didn't. Let's talk about the Filipinos and the Philippine government. Sarcastically, they're the best. They're the best team to ever fight COVID. Anyway, Filipino society was divided into two sections: those who support and disagree for the government's plans. Well, also, if you add the neutral side, can make it three. For my own opinion, that those who hardly disagree are somehow more awoke than those who are not disagreeing, because the government right now doesn't know how to drive and lead us to the good way, to the better way of leaving this pandemic. This very situation just shows the various attitudes of people. But I believe that those who hardly disagree are somehow they're also first supporters, because those government officials honestly showed potential, but now they are abusing it because they have the power to do stuff right now. There have been so many debates happen just because of that, whether you support or disagree or hate the government. But for me, all I want is disciplined people. Because disciplined people can help you know what's right from wrong, and thus leading you to a better way. Yes, disciplined people also know how to take advice. Like for example, those constructive criticism that they are receiving, they could take that easily and just learn from it. So, have you already noticed the various amounts of attitudes roaming around the Philippines? As they say, Filipinos are a mix of different bloods around the world, same as how they acquired the mix of various attitudes. So for the main takeaway of this video, I would just like to say, it's not about the race, it's not about the blood, it's not about the place where you came from, but it's about your mind. Get disciplined properly, and you could take life easily, easily. Yes, just know what's right from wrong, take the toxicity out, and take those constructive and destructive criticisms to a good way and learn from them. Those good bondings with people in society can help you lead to a better way. I hope sometime Filipinos in the Philippine government can somehow join forces and be disciplined, so just that they could live a better life, and somehow escape this health pandemic. I, Ryden, Dela, is still one of the Filipinos, so I just discussed from a third person point of view. But it's still up to you whether you believe me and how you perceive me, as I just gave some advice and somehow discussed what's really happening here and somewhere in the world. Hope you learned something, and thanks for listening.